Welcome back to the 2022 Ryan Conference USA Football Kickoff Show. We are here in Arlington, Texas with the defending champs, UTSA Roadrunners in the house. What a year they had. Best year in school history. One Conference USA championship, 12-2 season. Broke all kinds of records. They open the season coming up on September the 3rd against Houston. We are joined by head coach Jeff Traylor, quarterback Frank Harris, and defensive back Rashad Wisdom. I'm John Schriffen. Coach, I mean, how have you done it? This is year 3 now. You're coming off of a championship. Your first year, you went 7-5, now 12-2. What's been the key to the turnaround?
These two guys to the left of me, they've been an absolute joy since day one. And when you get a quarterback right there from the city, San Antonio at Clemens, and the leader of your defense right there from Converse Judson, and they just bought into us since day one. It's a player's game. It always has been, always will be. We've got really great players. I get the heck out of the way and let those guys lead our team, and they do a fantastic job.
I mean, these guys brought the bling. I mean, these are the championship rings from last year, winning Conference USA, first championship school history. What was that like coming off of that, and how do you grow on that this offseason?
It was incredible. I mean, it really was. I'd be lying if I said it wasn't. But I've also reminded these guys, our first year we were 7-5. We could have easily been 2-10, but we could have been 12-0 as well. The games are that close. Last year we were 12-2, but there were so many of those games that were really just down to one play. Even there you saw the catch against UAB. It was like 1 inch away, right? So these things are close. These kids understand that. It's exciting. We've got a lot of great players back on offense. We've got some great players back on. We're going to have another good football team. But every game is going to be a really good football game again right down to the very end. But, yeah, to answer your question, our city is buzzing right now. The 2-1-0 is on fire. Our fan base is on fire. And you can't go anywhere in the city right now that somebody's not giving you a birds up or even got the Coach Traylor cap on or some type of logo representing.
I mean, what is it like to have the city just buy into this program? Because when you look at that Conference USA championship game, you have about 40,000-plus fans pack into the Alamo Dome. I mean, you guys have one of the best home field advantages in college football. What is it like being embraced by the city of San Antonio?
There's a couple of things. Even when we didn't have it at 40 and we were only at 20, it still sounds like 60. Our fan base is incredibly passionate. But, again, I go back to Frank and Rashad. I mean, who wouldn't cheer for those kind of kids? I mean, they're the face of our program. They've got beautiful smiles. They come from great families. They represent Texas high school football and two of the finest programs in the state. And they just happen to play for a Texas high school football coach in one of the greatest cities in the world.
All right, tell me about your offense coming back. You got your starting quarterback coming back for another year. How excited are you?
It's not just Frank. You know, we've got 9 guys that'll be coming back for their 3rd year to start for us. If you count Oscar, who we use the 12 personnel all the time. So we're very excited about that. We got the 3-headed monsters out there at receivers. Those guys are just freaks, and JT and Zakari and Josh and our center, Maka, Makai. You know, we got a lot of great players. And even our running back, people are not talking about. Brendan Brady, who's backed up sincere, is returning, who's also from Cibolo, right there in our city. So more San Antonio kids that we're excited about.
All right, defensively, you got Rashad Wisdom, who joined us, who led the team in tackles last year. How good is your defense going to be this year?
We've got a lot of key pieces we got to replace over there. We've got to replace our nose guard, our Will, our Sam, Clarence Hicks is as good as anybody in the country. A safety that, Rashad played beside in AP we've got to replace. A corner, Tariq Woolen, who's playing for the Seahawks right now. A really good kicker in Hunter Duplessis. We've got some pieces we've got to get on defense. That'll be where most of our work is having to be done. But, again, Rashad Wisdom over there, he'll figure it out.
Rashad, what is it like now? You led this team in tackles last year, 2nd in pass breakups. With so many new faces, so many hosts to feel, as the leader, how have you taken control?
I feel like it's been a collective effort overall. We have a lot of older guys that are still here just besides me, we got Dadrian Taylor, Corey Mayfield, and guys like that have been here for a long time. So I feel like it's been a group effort to, get everyone on board and, bought in. And, I feel like that was a real easy process in itself just because everybody's so, focused and ready to get back to work and on the quest to go get number 2. So I feel like everybody's pretty much ready and, everyone's just excited for the season to be back.
All right, do me a favor. Look into that camera and flash up that ring. I got to see that bling. That thing is special. How often do you wear that?
This is actually the first time wearing it, honestly, and it's just more for not, just to flaunt it out and, show it off, but just as a reminder of how far we've come, just because, when I first got up here, it was totally different. Things were a little different, and, we were about 4-8, the next season when Coach Trey got here, 7-5, and ended up being 12-2 with a championship and another bowl appearance. So, just over the years, this program has really changed a lot, and so I'm just wearing it as a reminder, as just how far we've come, and pretty much after today, it'll just be on my shelf, and I'll just keep on looking at it. But hopefully, like I said, we can go get number 2, and I'll probably wear that, one time again too. So, but yeah, I'm definitely excited, and definitely something I'm gonna cherish forever, is just being the first in history to do it.
You're from San Antonio. What is it like now as you walk around the city? What's the coolest experience been like so far since winning the championship?
It's crazy because I was just telling somebody earlier, when I first got on campus, it was, why UTSA, and now the talk is like, man, I want to go to UTSA. Like, it's one of my dream schools, and like I said, it's just crazy seeing that shift, and there's been a lot of work that's went into that, and a lot of guys that put in the effort to help, make that transition, make that shift, but it's a beautiful thing to see, and I know that, with the guys that are coming next, from the city, and, whoever else comes in through the program, I know it's going to be in good hands, and I'm excited to see, where it goes from here.
All right, let me cut in real quick. At the airport, these two guys, I mean, it's like celebrities. I mean, like, there's people lined up wanting to talk to the two guys.
Frank Harris, another San Antonio kid. I mean, you broke all types of records last year. You're on every kind of watch list, best quarterback, best player in the country this year. What is it like for you walking around San Antonio now?
Nah, it's not really much different. I give all the glory to God. I'm just blessed to be in the position that I'm in. It took hard work and dedication to get to where I am. I've been through a lot of trials and tribulations, so I give all the glory to God and my O-line and my receivers. It can't happen without those guys.
Yeah, don't let him kid you. There was at least 25, 35 people coming up to Frank Harris in that airport. They're naming their children after him. Don't let him tease you.
Nah.
This is true. I was there.
But clearly he's not letting it go to his head.
He doesn't.
Right?
Neither one of
see
them.
That.
Neither one of them. They asked me if they could wear their rings. I'm like, put them on today. We'll put them back up. So I tell them all the time, they can be cool, right? Look at those shoes. Look how they look. The only thing that makes me cool is I'm not cool. That's the only thing that makes me cool.
What was the work you put in this summer? What did you focus on? Because when you had a year like last year where everything was going right, did you look back at the tape to find out what you could improve on?
I really just, improve on staying in the pocket some more, developing as a quarterback, learning the defenses, quieting my feet, not being able to stay in the pocket a little bit longer, stuff like that to develop as a quarterback, and not get in my head too much, because I know I get in my head a lot, and that starts to mess me up. Just having some confidence in myself, just going out there and play freely. And Coach Trey does a great job of letting me go out there and have fun and not think too much.
Are you a big fashion guy?
I'm really not.
Okay, so how'd you get those shoes out? Where'd they come from? Did someone else pick them out?
Can we get those?
Nah, I got them.
Can we get a shot of these?
Get those, please?
My goodness.
I'm not a big fashion guy. I don't like to say. I think he probably would beat me on that. But I definitely had to get these shoes. I love shoes. I do have a lot of pair of shoes, but he's a fashion guy himself, though.
Who makes those?
I don't even know. I forgot where I even got them from.
That tells you everything you need to know. Coach, as we wrap up here, walk us through your schedule, how you can possibly repeat now as Conference USA champions. We're going to flash it up on the screen. Take me through it and what you're thinking every step of the way.
I don't even have to look at it. I already know. 38 days, it's Houston, which, Dana's got one of the best teams he's ever had. Then you follow that up with Jeff Monken at Army on the road, and then you go to the University of Texas where Sark's been recruiting his tail off down there. So, yeah, those first 3 games, we've talked about it a ton. We know this. We can't beat all 3 of them at once, for dang sure. So we better take them one at a time. Houston's first 38 days. We really need the city to show up that night, and we need that to be an explosive game. It's actually at 2:30. It's a day game. But I bet the city shows up.
All right. Coach Traylor, Frank Harris, Rashad Wisdom. Guys, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure to get to know you. Maybe you repeat as champions for Conference USA, back-to-back champs. How does that sound?
I think UAB is going to have a lot to do with that. I mean, those guys have been owning this conference forever. We got to go there to play them. They've got a ton of players returning. We've got a very good football team, too. But I don't see how UAB is not the team that's really picked because they've got the home field this year. And there's a lot of other great teams in our league. But it's very complimentary of our kids, and we're grateful to be picked there. But if I had to vote, I probably would have given my vote to Coach Vincent and UAB, honestly.
I see where you get the modesty from. Guys, appreciate you joining us. Safe
Thank
travels.
y'all.
Appreciate you having me.
God bless.
Okay.
Birds up.
Yeah.